Hi, I'm Sarah Noble, your host for the Modern Day Intuitive Podcast. For over 25 years, I've been on a spiritual journey, searching, learning, expanding, and growing. I've traveled the world, led by my heart, on a quest to know myself so that I can support others. This podcast was created from my deep desire to help you connect with your intuition and to inspire you to create a life where the impossible becomes possible and you live into your sacred dreams and desires. Thanks for being here and enjoy the show. Hello, my loves. Thanks for being here today, for tuning in and listening, and for really just having the courage and curiosity to dive deep with your intuition. I'm loving you. And I'm really excited to let you know that the new website is live, sarahnoble.com. There's so much great stuff there for you. And also my free gift to you called Ignite Your Intuition. I've created a audio teaching, a workbook, a meditation, and also a ceremony with the elements. It's all combined in a beautiful journey that you can go on to deepen your intuition and ignite it. So I'm very excited to share that with you. Go over to the website. You can download it there. There's also a link in the show notes. So my call today is with Valerie Maksym. And Valerie has been building her coaching business for the last 8 years and feels like this is finally her year for everything she's been doing to unfold. And she's looking for guidance on where it's all going. So our call, our reading, it takes us on a journey where we look at the need for play and pleasure as we build our business. And this is actually how we let spirit into our life when we do this. We talk about letting the universe support you rather than doing it all yourself. We look at the understanding of God as both masculine and feminine. We talk about how important it is to detach from the outcome and surrender to spirit when we're on this journey. We talk about living outside of other people's rules and allowing yourself to be free. The importance of being in your power and how sourcing your greatest love from the inside rather than for looking for it on the outside. So before we dive into the reading, I would love to share a little about Valerie. After facing the breakdown of 2 marriages, Valerie found strength and joy through competitive bodybuilding. Her journey of physical and emotional healing led her to discover her true purpose in life, which is to inspire and motivate people to become their best selves, unleashing their inner superhero and living life on their own terms. She is now an author of her first book called Maximizing Life. She is also a life coach and offers a 6-week program called Who Am I? So if you're interested in finding out more about Valerie and the wonderful, amazing work she's doing in the world, her links are in the show notes, and I am so honored to share her with you today. Enjoy. Hi, Valerie. Welcome to the podcast. How can I help you today?
Hi, thank you for having me. Today, I want to know a little bit more about, I guess, my journey of building my career. I divorced 8 years ago, and I was a stay-at-home mom from the age of 18 to 45. And so when I divorced, I had to then, figure it out fast. And so I became a personal trainer, and I have my own business. And I do love that because I enjoy training people. But the last 8 years I've been working on, I have a life coaching certification, and I wrote a book, and I have taken a lot of public speaking classes. So I want to go into public speaking. So I'm trying to build my business. It's called Maximizing Life. So it's a movement of getting people to, take the time to realize there's different areas of our life. And if we can each day just do a little bit to get a little bit further ahead in all areas with relationships, mentally, emotionally, physically, our health, it's kind of my message. So I just wanted to know, as far as, I've worked literally 8 years, just diligently every single day. And I know my breakthrough is coming. I feel like it's definitely this year. And it also ties to, I was waiting on dating until I can get here. So I feel like this is my year for all this to unfold.
Thank you for sharing. So when I feel into you and I look at what you're talking about, there is an intersection point, is what you're showing me. It was like two spears. One goes from your belly button to your back, and one goes from the right side through to the left side. And the energy of it is that it's like you're crucifying yourself. And I know that that sounds like that's a big word, but it's like there's these two parts of you. There's the part of you that wants to be free and wants to love and wants to enjoy life. And then there's this like almost martyr part of you that is crucifying you and is saying that until you check all these boxes, I'm not letting you out of the cage. You cannot have fun and you cannot live your life. So what happens when I say that for you?
I do agree with that, but then part of me is like, okay, but if I'm not working and doing and out there and pursuing and writing and coaching people, like, then I can't even pay my bills. And so it's that thing, like, yes, I want to go have fun, but then if you're not like in a place that you can really do that. So I know what you're saying. Like, there's things I can do that don't cost money. Like, I've been going down to the waterway at night and walking and just doing things that I can do to like give me a break. But I guess when you say that, I don't know. I just kind of hesitate because I'm not really sure exactly how to do that.
Yeah, no, and it's okay. What it's showing is it's redefining what you believe about money, what you believe about abundance, what you believe about the way the universe supports you. You hold these strict beliefs that you have to do it all yourself. And really, that's not how it works. We're here to co-create our life with a divine force that is way more powerful than we are. Yes. And it's like this settling into that. Like, I feel you shrink away from that. What's your relationship with spirit, spirituality? How does that play in your life?
Oh, I've been following that for years. I do my meditations and everything you're saying, your higher power, like I believe in God, like all of that has played a part in my life, definitely, for sure. I had an energy lady I went to that lives in the area, a friend of mine, and she really helped me realize that I have to get out of so much of my masculine energy and come to my feminine. So I've really been trying just to take a deep breath and do my work and put it out there, and then just relax and know that I will attract what's meant for me. And that has taken a lot of pressure off by doing that.
Yeah, it's like sharing the load.
Mm-hmm.
The words you used were that you believe in God. Mm-hmm. And what's coming through to ask you is, how much do you know God, and how much do you let God love you?
Everything I've been through in my life, God's been a huge part of my life. I have a problem. I was raised in a Christian home, so I have a little bit of issues with when it comes to religion, because I've been hurt a lot by religion. But as far as you're saying God, he's definitely been there, like in my life. Like, I can talk to him, I pray to him, and I've had so many things happen that I personally have to say there's a God, because I've just had too many like miracles happen in prayers and things that I prayed. So I would definitely say he's like a best friend.
Okay. How connected are you to God being a she?
I haven't actually thought about that. So that I don't know. I've never really I've never really actually thought about that. So that's something I'll have to think about there.
Mm-hmm. And that, I think, is the difference between religion and spirituality, is that in religion, God is a he, it's a sky god in most traditional religions, Catholic, Christian sort of realm. And where things changed for me in my life is where recognizing that actually the feminine side of God is who supports us, who cradles us, who holds us on the earth. It's the womb of the feminine that creates and changes life. And where we lean into this other way of being, where you don't have to do everything, that you can create your business by taking a nap, by allowing yourself to be supported on this deeper level, on this more spiritual level, on this level of energy, rather than I sense you're up high and in this energy of like, I got to take care of it all. I have to do it all. There's no time for anything other than to work, work, work. And so it's emerging, like there's right? This part of you that is separated from the bottom and the top. It's a merging of these parts of you of stepping into a new identity, into a new version of what reality really is. How connected to you, or what's your take on we create our own reality?
Oh, I 100% believe that.
How do you see you're creating your reality right now?
I'm very big on the words I speak. Every morning I spend at least an hour. I do meditations. I speak all my positive affirmations. I see myself as it being there on this journey. I keep, having people come in my life, or books come into my life that I read that literally changes everything. And even though right now it's like go, 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 I would say the last 6 weeks, I've really put the brakes on like 60% as far as all the going I was doing. So now I make time for my kids. They're coming over tomorrow night. Like, I make time for the things that I need to make time for. I sleep like a baby at night. I don't worry or stress about anything. I just know the things that I need to get done. And so I'm diligently doing and putting my work out there and just knowing. And then I continually have people reaching out to me for this, for that. And so it's all working. It's all unfolding, and it's actually unfolding faster and quicker than I ever thought, since I have literally detached from the outcome of, okay, I have to go do all these things and this has to happen. And if it doesn't happen, then I did something wrong and I got to go do something else. So I've detached from that. So I do my post, or I get on a live and I just put my stuff out there, what I feel called to do. And then I just know that whoever it went to resonate with, it'll come back in the right timing when it needs to be. And I just have to trust and to know that I'm walking in my feminine energy. I'm a queen, and it's all going to work out. So I really have, like, again, this is new. This is like the last 6 weeks that I've really been trying to stay on that path.
And it sounds like you've seen something happen by you doing that. Am I correct?
Oh, absolutely. And it still is like, it goes against everything your brain thinks should be. So it's like, I'm enjoying it. I'm intrigued by it. I'm like, okay, this is not usually how I would think things would just come to me. And somebody I knew 30 years ago reached out to me and is meeting me at Whole Foods to be a client. And it's just like, okay, like, I can't make this happen. Like, it's just happening. So I know, like, I'm on the right path, and I feel like that it's like I'm right there.
Yeah. And it's training your nervous system. It's training your mind. It's training your emotions to this new way of being, right? Like you said, a 60% decrease in what you've been doing has caused somebody from 30 years ago to reach out to you. And that is exactly how it works. Like, there's nothing that you did that made her call. I mean, you did, right? There's a lot of doing. I know there's a lot, but because you relaxed, because you allowed yourself to have a break, you create a possibility that wasn't there before. And the practice for you is really like starting to let all of your cells soak this in. Like, this is truth. This is how it really happens. And resting, like allowing yourself to rest. And the reason this is coming up is you're on this threshold, right, of things taking off. And when that happens, what can happen is you get sucked. Like the images, when the truck is going really fast down the highway and it's got that suction behind it, you can get caught in that. Like, you can draft behind the truck on the highway. You don't want to get sucked into all that busyness that could happen as things take off. So it's really, really important that you don't go back into those old patterns, because you could crash and burn from that place. But bringing in this new, this more resting, this more joyful, this more surrender is what I hear in you, right? Like putting something out there and then letting it go is surrender. And so by surrendering to this process, this is what's going to allow you to enjoy the success, enjoy the next phase without getting just whooshed away by it all.
That makes a lot of sense. Yes, for sure. Because I have, like you said, been training my mind and everything with this. And it's an everyday thing to be mindful of it. When I feel the tendency of, I need to do more of this, that, and the other, listen to my body. Like this weekend, I was just mentally, emotionally drained, and I just didn't do anything on Sunday. And I never do that. And I've just been listening to my body and like, okay, I need rest. If I want to be creative in the things I need to do, I have to take care of myself too. So I just took the whole day and I just didn't really do anything.
I'm celebrating you for that. Yeah, that's a big deal,
Mm-hmm.
especially coming from where you've come from and the path that you've led up to this moment. Like that is a big deal. You are
And
choosing you.
yep. And I'm moving in about 8 weeks from a house to an apartment. And everything that I have in my house that's created to my ex in my past is going on a garage sale because I'm only taking, because I've been reading all these things about being a queen and the energy of that. I'm only taking the things that make me feel like it's my castle, like it makes me feel happy, makes me have good energy. And so I have so many things. I'm like, oh yeah, that was the nightstand from my ex, and those were this. So I'm like, all of that's going on a garage sale. So I feel really good about this new chapter coming up of me moving, like getting rid of all the clutter and just only literally taking what I use right now, knowing, as like I said, eventually I want to be dating. So knowing that that's one step closer to not having all this stuff. And I'm just downsizing to be prepared whenever that next level happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very powerful to come from that place, like leaving that old life behind and
Mm-hmm.
just really stepping into the newness, the new chapter.
Yeah.
There's this part in you I'm tracking, right? When you talked about letting love in, finding someone new.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this very strong energy in you of allowing is the word, like what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's room in there for you to bring in this surrender. Because I get it that there's like, you live inside of a lot of rules, is the way that they're saying it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time to allow yourself freedom.
Yeah, I agree. I've always had rules my whole life, from childhood to marriages, what I could wear, what I couldn't wear. I've never had a house that I decorated. So like all the stuff I have is just masculine, whatever they did. So I was telling a friend, I've never decorated an apartment. I don't even like, it's all going to be new for me. Like, what do I like? What do I want? What colors do I want? What rugs do I want? So I am excited to just, go do something for me for the very first time. And I'm almost 52 years old this month.
It's a celebration.
Mm-hmm. So,
And you've brought yourself to this point.
mm-hmm.
What would be beneficial to look at, right? Is from this place of we create our own reality. What part of you, not making it wrong in any way, but what part of you created all these rules that you lived inside of? Even though they were other people's rules, part of you let it be okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a deepening point for you in that place. What part of you was okay with that or wasn't okay with it, but allowed it?
That's part of the book I wrote because that just goes deep. I would say I got off to a rough start in life. At 12 years old, my dad passed away and I watched him pass away. And the next day we never spoke about it. And so from there, I just, I became quiet. I had zero relationship with my mom. I began having panic attacks. I didn't know who I was. I wasn't being authentic to me. So then I was attracting the wrong people. And then I got pregnant at 18 and I got married, and then I had rules there. And then it was just like this whole thing just unfolded. Like when I look back on it, like all because I didn't heal from something that happened at 12 years old, but I'm no victim. I literally have no unforgiveness to anybody or anything. I have worked through all of it. I am the happiest, most peaceful, living by myself person ever, like I ever thought possible. Now that's been my whole journey, is like, what do I believe and why do I believe it? And I'm very resistant to rules and what you're going to tell me I have to do, because I don't do that anymore. So so I really am. It's interesting you're saying that, like breaking myself free from that to allow myself to do things that, was never allowed to do. I was never allowed to dance. And like, that's important to me. So when I can, I'm going to go take some dancing classes and, go two-stepping, go do the fun things that I've wanted to do that I've never been allowed to do.
You're redefining yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing that image with, seeing your dad pass away. And that's hard anyway. And then to not have it be talked about
Mm-hmm.
The
I
way
didn't
that
address it until I was 50 years old. So 38 years of not addressing it.
yeah. And so at that point in your energetic development, your psychological development, the way that I understand it, right? We have two parents and they help create the foundation from which we grow energetically.
Mm-hmm.
The mother brings half and the father brings half, and they create a barrier around the base of the child that then the child can flourish inside of. And the way the energy is showing is that as your dad passed away, his half disappeared, right? Like you were left
Mm-hmm.
unsupported by his side. Again, not like making anybody wrong, just he was gone. He wasn't in a body anymore that wasn't able to provide that for you.
Right.
So not only did you have this big, big life event happen, it got buried inside you, and the very platform that you were growing on changed.
Mm-hmm.
And that can create a sense inside you of being lost a little bit, right? Like not having a foundation, not having that protective barrier that surrounds you.
Mm-hmm.
And life can be hard from that place for a child growing up. Like that is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so that makes sense why you then found yourself in these different situations where you weren't in your power.
Yeah.
Because that power wasn't able to come up into your energetic field and feed you because it wasn't protected.
And the only reason I left my first marriage, because I was always thought you just stay married forever, but that husband tried to kill me. And so I literally had to leave that week because he was very serious on trying to kill me. And that was very hard too, just not having that power to fight back or even having that voice to even stand up to like protect myself.
I can see why you so fiercely just went all in on your business and providing for yourself and creating stability for yourself.
Yes. And it's all four of my kids have healed just by watching me over the last 8 years.
Yeah. It's beautiful how that happens. We heal our family lines when we turn and heal ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you like to go from here, my love?
I guess the only thing I've ever really wanted in life, if somebody asks what I want, is it would be to be loved by a man. And that's never happened for me before because of the people I picked to be with. They were never right for me. But again, I take my side of the blame. So I'm not playing victim here by any means, but I mean, I am 52 and I've never had that, but I'm assuming because I am growing and I'm vibrating at a higher level and I'm continually working on that. By doing so in time, I'm going to connect to the right person. That's what I'm believing for.
Yes. And as long as you set it up that you can't be okay until you are loved by a man, my guess is that you're going to keep picking people that little girl wants to be her dad, rather than the grown-up you who wants a husband or wants a lover or partner.
Well, now I say it, I look at it because I've been reading all this on queens and kings. And so now I was always attracting the boys that are in these man bodies because I wasn't groomed to be a queen to even attract a king. So now I feel like I've been grooming myself and doing the things. And now knowing what a king is like, that's what my goal is to attract my king.
Yes, I agree with you. I can feel in you the change, the power, the like claiming being a queen. Like I can feel that in you, my love.
Mm-hmm.
The place where it gets a little distorted and wonky is that you have to first be okay ruling your kingdom all alone.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that you are exactly who you came here to be,
Mm-hmm.
outside of anyone else's loving of you.
Mm-hmm.
When you can really claim, like you can say, this is my kingdom or this is my queendom, sorry.
Right.
And I don't need anybody.
Right.
I would love somebody, but I don't need anybody.
And I am truly there. I don't need anybody. I get asked out all the time in different things, and I can already tell, like, I'm not going to settle. I don't need anybody. I'm, like you said, I'm building my queendomhood and I'm very happy with what I'm doing. I feel like this year I'm going to meet my person, but I don't know what month. I've never felt that way before. So it's an interesting that I feel that way. So maybe that's an intuition telling me, but I don't know what month. I don't know like when or how or anything like that.
And, like my skill set is not about predicting the future.
Right. I know that. But I'm saying for me, I just feel like, and I've never ever said that out loud before. My kids are like, Mom, you've never talked like that. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but I feel like it'll be this year.
Then I defer to your intuition and your knowing on that.
Mm-hmm.
What I track is you really like claiming being a queen,
right,
and wanting to open to somebody. It's taking me back though to what you said, I think prior to we started recording, that you made a rule that until you were successful, you didn't want to date. And I'm probably making those words different than the way you said them, but that's the gist.
Close. Yes. Yes.
And so until you dismantle that rule or become successful tomorrow or very soon, right?
Yes. I understand. Yeah.
Both of those sound like really cool options to me. Like let that be a both and.
Right.
But that's going to block you. Yes. Because you're going to hold it out. You're going to say, I can't have the love that I deserve and desire until I can prove that I can take care of myself. Or like you're putting a stipulation on allowing the universe to give you what your heart would love.
And I did actually, I know I said that to you, but this last 2 weeks, I've been having these visions of, I don't even know where they're coming from, but it's like, okay, imagine you're with this man who can provide for you, but yet it's going to be in a loving, supportive environment. And you can still write your books and coach and public speak, because I can do that from anywhere. And yet you have the support of a man that loves you and can take care of you, and it can all blend together and work. So I have been changing my mindset on that.
Yeah. And with that mindset, like the message is like, make sure that your heart hears that too. Right. And that you allow your heart to open and be on board to that.
Yes.
The idea that, yes, partnership, relationship can really exponentially maximize your life, to use your words, I think, right?
Yes, yep, exactly. The right person. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Like it will bring more of you to your life and your work. So don't set these parameters like this person can come in and then you're even more wildly successful because you're loved and supported in what you're doing. And that just brings so much love and joy to everything, that your work just even has more energy behind it.
Yes.
Is there anything else you would like to look at?
I think it's just those two things, unless you have a question for me.
Let's just see if there's anything else that they want to share with you.
Okay.
So I see your guides, they're all standing around clapping, like they're really cheering for you. And they're just like this sense of really celebrating you. They're on your side, like they're there. Lean into them, lean into this unseen support that you have. You don't have to do this all alone. They want you to leave here really knowing that, like having all your cells hear that, your heart hear that, your business hear that, every part of you.
I receive that.
Well, what are you taking away from this call today, my love?
That I'm on the right path and I have peace. And it's just confirmation, just knowing that I just need to continue to just be and trust, and just, like I have had all these people and different things come in my life, and just even like this is confirmation of, as I'm on my path, I just have to enjoy the journey and love myself today. It's not like when I get there, I'm going to love myself, or when I get there, I'm going to be happy. I choose to be happy in this moment. And like I said, just keep doing what I'm doing.
Beautiful. Well, I'm excited to see everything that you create from this place of love and joy and happiness and freedom.
Yes, I have big vision. So I'm excited to see how it all unfolds.
Yeah. Thank you, my love.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here today and making your personal and spiritual growth a priority in your life. To learn more about connecting with your dreams and your intuition so that you can create a life full of possibilities, visit me at www.sarahnoble.com and see how we can create magic together. A big thank you from my heart to yours for making the planet a better place for us all.